Gap 3.6.
No talking and the braking, man.
Understood those.
This is Paddock 43, the podcast, your weekly rundown giving you all things F1 from both on and off the track.
From races, trades, rumours, the lifestyle, and all the things that come with the F1 world.
We are Amy, Elle, and Pat. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, partners.
Howdy.
Sorry, I'm just going to talk like this
Oh,
because
God, we're doing this
I'm
again.
all
The
Austin.
American accent.
I'm not Austin out yet.
That was.
Do you ever wonder, and I was actually thinking this on the way here, I was like, how do we say hello to each other again?
Howdy.
We've obviously been with each other for the last
I know.
hour. Is this not
Hello
the most
again.
awkward time of a podcast? So
Wait.
I'm really sorry to any of your listeners.
Hi, I haven't seen you since last week.
What's been happening? No,
What
I
hasn't
agree.
been happening?
What hasn't been happening? Surely all our listeners understand why we're talking like this still.
I was going to bring my cowboy hat in again. I have another one that's like a cow print. I was like, damn, I should put that one in.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, I got it at I was about to say Easter show, not the Easter show. The Melbourne show.
Melbourne show.
The Melbourne show.
I mean, I feel like Alston is fresh in my mind.
Mm.
She fresh.
Fresh as a...
Next week I'm going to
fresh
be
as
like,
a daisy.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
I'm not even going to try.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, we definitely need margs and...
Yeah, tacos.
Tacos.
Well,
we do.
I mean, we do
We
that
do
every
have-
Monday night before we
Yeah.
record anyway, but next week is more.
on the
more.
Mexican theme.
absolutely.
Always.
Before we start,
Yes.
I thought I would ease us in.
Ease us in.
Yes.
Oh,
I have
don't we always ease in?
some F1 jokes.
Oh, my God.
Oh no, I don't know if I want this.
L's segment.
This is my own personal segment, which I'm moving forward this week because we didn't do the audience questions because there was too much going on this weekend. I was like, I don't even have time to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Sorry out there if you were expecting a response. I did not reply.
Elle runs the socials, if you can't tell.
If you're wondering who you're speaking to, it is me. All right, the first one.
Me. Hi.
I'm the problem.
Sorry, speaking
really
of
am.
Sorry, I've just noticed so much dog hair on your computer keyboard.
Oh, my gosh.
I have also two labs, and I'm always covered in hair. I don't even
I've
notice.
never noticed that before.
It's blonde hair and now black hair. 'Cause
Yeah, it's actually quite embarrassing. Anyway,
Mel, what were you doing
fine.
rolling around on Mel's keyboard?
all right, back to my jokes.
Surprised there's no slobber on it.
Oh, there probably is. Why the F1 driver doesn't get along with his crew? Why doesn't the F1 driver get along with his crew?
You always have to think of this a different way. Why does the F1 driver not get along with his crew? Because they're his not
Elle's just laughing to herself right now. Because they are...
because they lost a screw.
That's actually pretty good.
Because they have thrust issues.
That's good.
Oh, my God.
All right,
That's good.
I've got three for you.
Okay.
Why did the F1 racer get electrocuted after finishing one lap?
Because he was on a hot lap?
No, no, you can
Why
do
did
better
he
than
get
that.
electrocuted? Because he was lightning quick.
Because he completed the circuit.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's pretty good.
All right, last one of my favorite one. Why was Harry Potter surprised when Ferrari won the F1 race?
Because
But
we
they
all
don't
were.
win.
Because they don't. No, because he expected Patronus.
Oh,
Get it? Get it?
I love it.
I actually really like that one.
That's
That's my favourite one
Anyway,
too.
thanks for joining Elle's jokes.
There we go.
Tune in next week. Yeah, that is the podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, please leave a review.
That's all we're doing.
Love
now.
it.
Jokes, so we still have a race to talk
We have
about.
a lot to
Anyway,
There's a
back,
couple of
back to you,
jokes
Pat.
to lead us into the episode. Obviously, we had a huge weekend at Austin, but news-wise, have you guys seen much news floating around pre-Austin?
My favourite bit of news was someone that I just absolutely have adored following for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So Bianca
Mm-hmm.
Bustamante, she's Philippine. She's 18 years
She's
old.
gorgeous.
And not only is she stunning, very excitingly, Mclaren signed their first female F1 driver. So she'll be
Finally.
an F1 Academy next year in McLaren livery.
I didn't realize
And-
she was 18. I thought she
Yeah.
was older.
She's so young.
She's so young,
young.
and she is
And has
absolutely
achieved so much.
kicking goals. So she's been with Prix Racing, where she's earned 2 wins and 2 podium finishes so far.
Mm-hmm.
This promising girl is just, she's ranking talented so high in everything. I just get a little bit like, ooh. But
Yeah.
now she'll be driving in possible IndyCar and Formula E with
So
McLaren, which
good.
is super exciting.
Hopefully
then-
Formula One day.
Yeah, well, that's
would be
the
good. That's
plan.
the goal.
And then with F1 Academy, they also announced their global race schedule for next year,
Yeah.
which is super exciting. So for
So much
anyone
happening.
wondering, I just need to take a breath. Feel like I
Also,
haven't
I'm
breathed.
pretty sure that you can watch it on KO and
Yeah.
Foxtel for us Australian listeners.
So F1 Academy next year will be in Saudi, Miami, Spain, Netherlands, Singapore, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi.
Nice.
So I was a little bit disappointed to not see Australia on there.
That would have been very fun.
Yeah.
God, imagine the crowds next year. If it was in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Well, that also, I was like, it's always a sellout crowd in
I
Melbourne
wonder
anyway,
how
so that's
they-
probably why.
I wonder how they tie it in, like what the scheduling is, tying it into a race weekend.
Well, a lot of these are trying to match up with
The
the F1.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
that's what they did in
that's what
Austin
makes
this weekend.
sense. I guess that's what they do with like
Because then as well,
F2,
because
F3.
they've already got F2, F3, then the like Porsche Carrera Cup and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. So then I guess they do it on the weekends that they're not.
and it makes
racing?
sense.
Yeah.
It's all set up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty big that
Imagine
they're in
being the one-
Singapore and Qatar.
Imagine being the one scheduling all of this.
I know. I always think the operations managers
Yeah.
for F1
It would be exhausting.
Yeah, so I can't wait to watch this.
watch your
all
space.
unpack and involve, and there was a few things over the race weekend that I thought could have been done better for F1 Academy, because they were obviously in Austin, but also just showing the support from the F1 drivers. Like I think Lewis always supports them.
He's so good.
And Susie Wolf also said that she was like, Lewis is the only one that ever
Yeah.
supports them. And then
I
they
saw that.
all started trickling out for little
Yeah.
bits, but then I was like, McLaren wasn't doing enough with Bianca, but that's a whole separate
But then
issue.
but I saw a lot of I saw Bianca a lot this weekend in the McLaren garage. Not
Oh,
to
yeah.
say that that's enough, but it's
No,
interesting.
but I wanted to see Lando and Oscar with
Yeah.
her. Whereas,
Yeah.
But you never know. That could have happened and we just didn't see it.
Yeah,
but
but
I
they
also think
didn't-
they would have taken the PR opportunity.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You'd be silly.
They
not
just
to.
put too much time into Daniel Ricciardo and him going to eat fried chicken sandwiches.
What about them spelling Daniel Ricciardo wrong
Did they?
Did they?
When?
on the garage?
Oh,
They spelled Daniel Ricciardo wrong.
really?
Yeah.
You
His last name,
serious?
they left it out an I.
Oh my god!
That's something that I would do.
I know.
Was it
I
you?
know. Elle,
Were
do
you
you
the one that was in
secretly have a
charge?
job with F1?
I was in Austin. I haven't told you guys. I didn't tell work. I was actually in Austin. Sorry.
You're like, sorry.
Sorry. I'm very
Back to Bianca.
jet-lagged. Anyway, yes.
I was going to say though, and I can't remember where I read this. Maybe it was Naomi Sheaf talking about it. I can't remember, but someone was saying how obviously it would be great for drivers, like more drivers, to put in more effort with the F1 Academy and lots of different things that come up. But at the same time, they do need to be authentic to themselves. Like you don't want drivers to be putting in effort and time when they're like, I don't want to be putting in effort.
They
and time.
also may not have just had enough time.
Yeah, but also
Like-
you could say that for absolutely anything. Like
Yeah.
you see so many brands in general these days jumping on the bandwagon for anything. So I get that. You could say that for anything.
Yeah.
We do see Lewis everywhere though. Like if there's a PR opportunity to make him look really good, he's there.
Oh boy,
I
did
will
he
say
need it
that.
this
Yeah.
weekend as well. He needed it, but I also think he's trying to inspire younger generations
generation,
so much.
yeah.
So it's very on brand for him to
Yeah.
do that PR up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think this is a very historical moment for McLaren. And I think they could have got Oscar and Lando involved, as they themselves are
mentors.
both very young.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been just a nice little
Because
story.
they're not that much older than Bianca.
No.
No,
In
they're
a couple
not.
of years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
Oscar. Oscar's 19.
I thought it was
No,
20.
I think he's like
Oh, he's
21
20
or
now.
22,
21, yeah.
something like
I
that.
mean, in my eyes, he looks about 12. but
Yeah.
Oh, he does
He
sometimes.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, definitely. We love you, Oscar, but yes.
You look like a little baby.
But it'll happen for you. But yeah, it was very exciting, and I definitely teared up in some of those videos when they were announcing it.
It's just good to see where the sport's going with females in Formula One.
It was
Like,
cool to see their
finally.
reaction online.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I think was there hate about it too? I feel like I saw some things.
If there was,
And
I
like,
definitely just
They need to
ignored
go
it.
in the bin.
they're probably just
Put them in the
old-
trash.
Just old misogynistic men.
I saw more hate about Prince Harry being at the Austin Grand Prix than anything else.
Oh my god.
Those comments were the funny ones to follow. So I think that's what I was looking at if there was hate. Anyway.
Yeah.
But circling back to F1 Academy, we also saw Marta Garcia become the first F1 Academy champion.
Was very exciting. Yep.
Yeah. So she's 23. She became the first inaugural F1 Academy champion with the victory in the first of 3 races at the US Grand Prix. And Lewis Hamilton was there to tell her, you deserve the success.
And Lewis is always there.
Yep.
I mean, like, I feel like he's the only one that's kind of actually been properly media trained. I feel like this should be a common thing amongst the drivers of knowing how to support,
Yeah.
Well, Susie Wolf
How to
was
support
saying,
people.
how to support people and how
Yeah.
to support other people in the
well,
industry.
that's what Susie Wolf was saying though, and she goes, "That's what Lewis is like."
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't know him from a bar of
yeah.
soap, really.
No,
His
we don't.
personality, we just know what he does on the track.
Yeah.
So it could all be PR, except that'd be exhausting PR doing that so much. I kind of just do think it's on brand for him, just to
I think he's just a
inspire
good
the
person to his cause.
generations. Yeah, I think
That's just the brand he's built as well.
yeah.
People just know him as that,
Yeah.
that figure.
Yeah. So that was probably my most exciting bit of news.
Yeah.
Yes.
which I really liked.
Nice to see 2 females in the news.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
Now we just need females in F1 races.
We're getting there.
Slowly.
One day we're going to
slowly
sit
but
here,
surely.
whether we're in this room or whether we're on a track or something, and we're going to
No,
be
we'll
talking
be
about
we'll
that
be
time.
speaking to them like pre-race interviews on the pit. We'll be the next Ted Kravitz.
We'll be talking about that time.
Shizzle.
That time that we were just talking about it, and then it actually happened.
Who would be the Ted Kravitz out of the 3 of us?
I think I'd be the Martin because I'm a bit chaotic.
I don't know.
I feel like I could be the Ted Kravitz because I'm good at
Yeah.
interrupting people.
What a skill.
Oh my god.
That's just what I'm thinking about. Like, you know, it was
It's
funny.
like whatever comes to your brain, you're like, I need to tell it right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% me. That's
And
exactly
you
how
could
you
like
describe
hold
me.
people down with your long arms. You wait here, I'll talk to you.
Well, you know how Ted like ignored Oscar in Singapore for a second
Mm-hmm.
a few weeks ago? He apologized.
But that
today.
wasn't that Martin Brundle?
No, that was Ted.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
Martin.
no, that was
Martin,
Ted.
that was
Yeah, it was Martin
Brundle.
Brundle, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Martin Brundle.
And he spoke about it this weekend.
Because he has Martin Brundle's grid walk.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was Ted. Anyway, sorry. Clearly, I'm not
But
Ted.
he
then.
he did say this weekend, oh, sorry about Singapore. It's like, bless.
Sorry about it.
What did Oscar did he? I didn't see this because.
Remember he walked away from him?
Yeah, no, as in like.
Oh, this
on the
weekend?
weekend.
He just pulled Oscar aside.
Yeah, like, did Oscar say anything? Was he just like.
No, he was like, I
like,
promise
"Oh,
I
it's
won't
okay."
leave you this time.
Yeah.
And Oscar was like,
It's okay.
Oscar's just like,
It's
okay.
okay.
oh, actually, I do have
Cool.
other news. See,
Ooh.
whatever pops into my head.
Go, off you go. Go on.
Alpine, not Alpine.
Yeah, Alpine.
Alpine.
Lots of
Alpine. I always
sponsorship.
say Alpine.
Lots
But
of
Anthony
sponsorship.
Joshua, heavyweight champion boxer, like I think 2 world titles or something like that. He corrected everyone on the TV. And he was like, "It's Alpine, not Alpine." Yeah, so they've got all these new investment
And
from
also
athletes.
Rory McIlroy.
Yep, Rory
Golfer?
McIlroy, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, aka Taylor Swift, Juan Mata, and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Mm-hmm. It's not uncommon for athletes to.
It's
put
it's
stake
giving
into-
Wrexham.
It's a mixed group. So you got golfers and footballers and soccer
Yeah.
They've just got too much money. And like, what do I do with it? Let's
Yeah.
put it into an F1 team.
and a
And
boxer.
I do think like how much are they just investing in teams because they just want full access.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, I
If
would
I
do
could,
the same.
I'd do the exact same.
Oh, Anthony Joshua was speaking to Gasly when he went out for the formation lap. He jumped onto the radio.
Wait, was he speaking to? Oh, he was.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he goes, this is Anthony
Yes.
Joshua, just wishing you a good luck.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, this is hilarious. He's speaking like an astronaut.
Oh, wait, no, yes.
because
I
he
do
was
remember
also
that.
speaking to the Austin astronauts on the grid beforehand.
Oh my God.
But he was speaking to Gasly like he was like over and out. Or
And
something.
then Gazzy
Yeah.
was just like, thanks.
Yeah.
He's like, got so embarrassed. He's like, oh my God, he's talking to me.
But also like when they're in a formation lap, surely their head's in the game. They're like, I don't have time for this right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would be the most distracting thing
I
having to like deal with someone saying that.
I
Yeah.
wonder as well, like when it comes over the radio for them,
Mm.
even in the race and stuff, does a little radio noise come up, or does someone just start talking? Because that would
I don't know.
I would
Good
jump every time that
question.
happened if I was so in focus.
Well,
and
if we
so
go off
all of
what
a sudden,
Max says.
exactly.
Like Max this weekend.
Like, does it come up the little before
Maybe.
they speak,
Yeah.
or is it just like you're so focused and all of a sudden it's like max track limits, and you're like, ugh,
oh god.
Stop talking to me.
shut up.
Stop
So
talking
I
to me,
wonder,
Mom.
Did you see the meme of that when Shrek and Fiona are in their little garlic bulb when
No.
they get married and Donkey's in the middle?
Go on.
And you're like, yo, what do you, and he puts his head out and he just goes, and it was JP. JP sound, and then Shrek was like Max losing it. It was very funny. Very funny.
That's funny.
That.
But yeah,
Other news.
another in other news.
All right, I'll stop now.
No, something quick that I saw was that Jack Doohan's set to drive for Alpine. Speaking of
yes.
Alpine, in Mexico and Abu Dhabi,
Yes, so be doing the practice laps.
which I think is great for the.
We'll have 3 Aussies on the grid for practice.
Yeah,
Very fun.
When was the last time we had that many? Have we
Aussie
ever had that many
takeover.
Aussies?
I think
don't
we
think
need
so.
our own Formula One team now.
all 3 of them.
Well, if F1 or FA's in the Olympics, then we would have an Australian team.
I still
Yeah.
don't think they would make an Australian team. But that's just me. Although
mean,
in
they
saying that, I
could.
feel like they would probably just have like a 4-man team or something. We've got 3 already.
Are you putting us forward for it?
Yeah.
We really need to go.
Oh no, I was talking about. I
do.
was talking. I was talking about Daniel Ricciardo, Oscar Piastri, and Jack Doohan.
Yeah.
Other 3, not us 3.
Oh.
Oh, I was like, yeah, we can do it. We're like,
I mean, I would love to, but
Can we borrow Liam Lawson?
we
Yeah.
would be on like the deconstructors list. You know,
I don't think so. I think we'd be good.
Hey, a win's a win. I'm happy to take it.
Yeah.
imagine us against them.
You never know. You never
That's
know
okay.
how
I'll
it's
be
left
like,
of
okay,
field.
let's high jump.
Just
and I'll
like-
beat you.
flash a boob to distract them.
We are bad females. We
Give
are
it-
bad for the female race.
Give him a mark.
For the female race,
Is that the thing? No, like we're
the
bad.
gender.
We are bad examples, I think.
No,
If we're
we'd
flashing
be
We're
boobs.
great examples.
great examples.
Well, it's also Lando's 100th race weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
is...
No, and also George Russell.
Was it?
Yeah,
oh, was it
but
George
both
both
as well?
of
Brits
them.
had 100 races.
Yep.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
poor Lando, I'm just. I was looking into it before, and this man is just the king of finishing on the podium
Of
and not
second
getting a
place.
win.
Always a
Second place.
bridesmaid, never a bride.
Was it his second podium of the season? Fifth.
Is
second
he
podium of the
cursed?
season.
You know
I think
the
he's
movie
cursed.
27
Yeah.
Dresses? I can't wait till
Yeah,
he
I
gets
was
to
thinking
27
about that
home.
that movie today. For some
Yeah,
reason.
because
Oh.
I was thinking about bridesmaids.
Oh no, because they were singing Benny and the Jets.
Yes.
That's why I was thinking.
Why
it.
were they
Sorry,
singing Betty and the Jets?
There was Benny and the Jets.
Is it
playing-
Betty?
Pre-race.
Yeah, pre-race. Someone was
Pre-race.
singing it.
Isn't it Betty?
Benny?
I think it's Benny.
I think it's Betty.
Is-
It's Betty and the Jets.
Is it? I thought it was Benny.
I thought it was Benny. Can someone
Wait.
look up the Elton
I'm
John
pretty
song, please?
sure it's Betty.
Because Martin Brundle was like, "Oh, and we've got Elton John over there," and I was like, "Elton John's
Yeah.
not there." That's just
Yeah, he's
his
like Elton John.
name.
No, yeah, Benny.
Yeah, it's Benny.
I always thought it was Betty.
No,
God.
she's got electric boobs.
Yeah.
And
Her
doo-doo-doo.
to-dos.
Anyway,
Really?
I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
Have I just been lied to?
but yeah,
my
that's
entire
Yeah, Elton
life?
John's there. It's like Elton John is most certainly not at the Austin GB.
That's definitely why hearing that song, I did think of 27 Dresses, which is
Same.
a very popular movie with Katherine Heigl in it. And they sing that song.
And that other
And
hot
it's because
guy.
the concept of the movie is that she's always a bridesmaid, never,
Never
a bride.
That is
And
Lando Norris
and
with
that's
his
Lando
second
Norris.
place.
Yes, that is where he seems to feel himself at the moment.
Sure,
Although
I'm hoping the wind's
find
coming.
himself, not feel himself.
Yeah, because I think I saw today that the most amount of podiums without a win is 13, and he's an 11.
He's basically winning
he's
the constructors.
Probably going to get there.
Kind of hope he gets to 27 because I just feel like there'd be excellent content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
and
has
then it's
to
like
get,
his thing.
but also someone
Poor
like
Lando.
once he gets to 20, someone needs to like hire a witch doctor or something to do a
Someone needs to do like hypnotherapy. on him
yeah, or like
something.
someone needs to figure out at what point in his career he got cursed.
acupuncture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's us for news. Let's get into Aston, baby. It's a sprint weekend.
I was honestly so bored by
What?
the sprint.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that sprint. After last week, I was like, I love it. And this week, I was like, I just found that really boring.
Yeah, it was actually, it wasn't very eventful.
Even qualifying was just kind of like
Meh.
the same.
I mean, I was excited about qualifying because of Charles.
Well, yes. Not qualifying, sorry, sprint shooter. Oh my God.
Sprint qualifier.
Like,
Two different things.
two different things.
I agree. I thought it was rather
Wait, which one?
uneventful sprint.
Uneventful, yeah.
Just the sprint qualifying and the sprint in general. Like there was, Max won 10 seconds in front of everyone.
Yeah.
It was an easy win. Stroll was out, 2 laps to go. I was like, what else is new?
So I'm just laughing. Stroll out.
yeah.
No surprise.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Joe Guan Yu, 15th.
Oscar
Outperforming
unfortunately
Valtteri.
had a bad run, slipped down the ladder, having issues with like his tyres going too early,
Yeah.
stuffed it around. Daniel was there.
Yuki and Logan had a tough time. Standard, 19th
Yeah.
and 20th.
So
Oh, well.
nothing really happened. I thought Lewis looked really great in the sprint,
Yeah.
Yeah, he did look good.
and I was excited to see him.
I mean, the top four were separated by 0.101 of a second.
Mm.
Did you see the photo of it that had all the cars in the line
No.
and how close they were
No.
together? It was so close.
Wow.
Lewis and I'm probably thinking of the wrong one again.
Charles Leclerc?
Am I thinking of the wrong one?
As in the wrong, like, sprint?
Yeah, the
or-
wrong qualifying. I don't know. I
Oh,
can't
are you
remember.
talking about,
Oh my God, who was it?
it was Charles and Lando. Are you talking about for sprint qualifying? Because I did notice that, I can't remember what Sky News Sport presenter, but they had that new technology where they were looking at the racing line.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm.
Yes, they were like new graphics to show the racing line footage, which is kind of
I
what we've
love that.
spoke-
Yeah. How I was like, I really want them
was
to have
so
the
good.
to have the graphics where you could actually
see the
distance.
cars.
Yeah.
And watching how, they were comparing Lando and Charles because Charles obviously got third on the sprint shootout.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what I'm saying. Sprint shootout. And watching how like parts where Charles would take off and like take a corner and take it a bit wider or a bit smoother. And then how good was that?
I want to know how they do it. Do they have satellites up there? And
They
must.
They must. And
They
that was
need-
good because it had the ghosting thing where you could see the cars ghosting over each
I
other.
feel like they need to do that live as well.
I know.
They need to do that live.
That's
So Sky F1, do it live, please. Thank you.
That's the next
I
thing
just
we
tuned
want,
out for a
please.
second.
I know.
Sorry.
On the phone.
Yeah.
I was looking
Are
up
you right?
something and then I just realized I was just
Elle's not
aimlessly
talking, so she doesn't want to listen.
yeah.
She doesn't care what we have to say.
Yeah, it was
So-
actually really interesting.
so sorry. I just realized I was like, what am I doing? I was just scrolling on LinkedIn.
Oh my
Oh my
I
God.
was trying to find an article on that was talking about.
We're boring. Okay,
We
everyone, we're
bored you.
boring Elle.
We were talking about the new
so-
graphics on Sky News
Yeah.
with the where you could see the racing
Putting
line.
that away. I'm really sorry. That was really rude of me.
Did you see it?
Did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah.
I couldn't find what I was looking for.
Oh my god, hasn't
Didn't
found
save
what
it.
she
That's
was
why I
looking
was
for.
just like scrolling. You know, when you just like, anyway,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Anyway.
I'm back.
Did you
up?
see
Hi.
it? Did you see the racing line graphics?
No.
It was
No.
good.
I love them.
Yep.
I
Did
love
you
them
notice
so
that
much.
some of, and there were photos of this comparing from practice and qualifying and then also sprint, that some of the white boundary lines on corners had been thickened compared to
No?
practice?
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah, and people
I
were
didn't know what it was
doing
about.
comparison photos being like, they were getting their lap times deleted on this corner. And then now they've like thickened the white because obviously if your tyres can be on the white line,
Yeah.
but they can't be off them. Did you say that?
No. Thicken
Interesting
them,
that
yeah.
they painted and made them thicker like halfway through the weekend.
Mm.
Maybe it's because I just didn't want another race
Yeah.
of track limits, track
Fuckery
limits.
of
I'll
track
let
I
limits.
feel like
Yeah.
they had that anyway.
They did.
They did, yeah.
It's very annoying.
Everyone was
Maybe
just
that's
kept
why they
going, "Oh."
painted it. Yeah, one of the first times in a long time that the race was much more eventful than the sprint shootout.
Mm.
The
I
sprint
actually,
race.
I tuned out during the race. I go, not the race, the sprint race.
Yeah,
This is why I hate them. I'm like,
I know the
just-
sprint.
It's hard in Austin as well because I feel like there's so much lead up into oh sorry hiccup
So
into
much-
the weekend
yeah.
that you get really excited and then it's kind of a little bit anticlimactic when you have a sprint like that, and you're like, yeah,
What did you
That
guys
could've
think
just
of the liveries this weekend?
so good.
They're really fun.
I
feel like
loved-
they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They all
well,
had the American.
they're all going to be like
Yeah.
that.
Do
aren't
you
they?
know what I
Stars and
love?
stripes.
I thought Red Bulls looked the best.
Yeah.
I thought
Oh
Williams.
my god! Sorry, I was just going to say,
I-
what about like when the Red Bull came in on they had it on the
yes, on the American flag.
yeah, they had a helicopter. No, when they brought the Red Bull in on a helicopter,
Oh, I didn't.
and
see
it was
that.
like
yes, I saw
hanging
that one.
down, and I was like, oh my god.
What is their obsession with like flying
why-
cars in
yeah.
everywhere?
But then why would they get so angry at other races about everyone seeing the floor of their car when they literally just had a helicopter bring it in?
Yeah.
And imagine if it
I
dropped. Imagine if they dropped
Yeah,
it.
that's what I always think. Like, imagine if you dropped it. And also, what's this obsession with? This is not the first time we've seen an F1 car being
craned in.
craned in, flown in, whatever. But
I don't
also, there was,
understand it.
I mean, there was another air thing with the Red Bull. There was a sky jumper that jumped out with the American flag behind him on
Oh,
like a
another one.
Red
Of
Bull
course.
parachute and stuff like that. He landed on the.
I guess Red Bull's just known for extreme sports.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
like, what can we do?
Yeah.
Throw it in
And
there.
the American fans are like, yeah, yeah. I love extreme sports.
Your American accent's so
Even the
good.
bull
Yeah.
that was in front of the paddock entrance. They just had like this massive giant bull there, and I was like,
Why?
"This isn't safe."
It's a
They
Lone
are-
Star State.
Oh, they're just insane.
Well, do you know what I loved? Going back to the liveries, I just love that the French and the Italians were like, no, we're above this. We're not making our cars look tacky.
No, it's 'cause they don't want to look
I
American.
love it.
Yeah.
They
I
wanna
think
look
what Ferrari
American.
did,
Yeah,
they
like,
just had
no.
like 3 little stars on the back wing. I was like, that's my boys. But I liked Charles Leclerc's helmet was really nice. It was like green and it said Austin on his head. I thought that was nice. Nice little touch.
Oh well, he did something.
I,
I
like
wonder if
I
it's
like
like-
Danny's. Danny's was so fun.
Yeah.
What about his little like how he
His
shaved
moustache.
his
Oh god.
to that
Yes.
thing?
I thought Valtteri Bottas did
Yeah.
that for a second as well. And then I realized that's actually just his normal look. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yep,
This
there we
is
go.
such a side note, but I think
Usual.
Valtteri is going to retire once his contract finishes.
Probably.
Probably.
I'm just not seeing. I'm not seeing anything from him.
He started competing in cycling.
yeah, yeah, he's out. There's another seat.
And he has the funds to fund cycling and that world and to get the sponsors for it. So I can definitely see him doing that.
And it's a
He's-
shared hobby with his wife.
Very cute.
Wife, girlfriend,
I don't
Girlfriend.
know. Girlfriend?
Thanks, girlfriend.
partner? Yeah, I think it's still girlfriend. Yeah,
Girlfriend, yeah.
Tiff Cromwell
Yeah.
is her name.
Tiffany.
She is South
Aussie.
Australian cyclist.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so she's
right.
very, very good.
I want to know how they met. Do we know how they met?
Cycling.
Probably cycling. So
In
a lot,
their-
a lot
in
of
their
cyclists.
lycra.
Yeah, a lot of cyclists live over in Europe. I think she does as well. I think she competes over there from memory. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't surprise me if that was
Well,
where.
Yeah.
Go them.
Anyway,
But anyway,
back to the race.
Yeah, back to the race. Well, yeah, I
That
think that-
qualifying.
yeah,
Normal
qualifying.
qualifying.
Normal
The
qualifying.
normal qualifying that
The
was
real
actually
one.
spicy. Well, it was only like spicy in the last like 5 minutes.
What have you got to say about quali aims?
Oh, I just love that Max's time got deleted and it made for a good race.
Yeah.
That's literally all.
That-
that I
yeah,
had.
that's kind of
Like,
all.
and
I
Charles
just-
got pole.
Yeah, Charles on pole.
I mean, I was happy that Danny made it into Q2. I thought that was pretty impressive. He didn't look like he was going to get there.
Was not a race for
Yeah,
the Aston
Pierre
Martin.
was 7th. So I liked that.
Yeah,
Esteban
Stroll,
8th.
Stroll had
Esteban was 8th.
Yeah. Well, that didn't last long.
Yeah.
Amy's second fave. Stroll also had
Stroll.
issues.
When was Stroll my second? Oh, okay. I did
You
that
know.
one.
That time when you were like,
That
I
one
like him.
time. I don't like him anymore
he
after
had-
his dummy spit.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of brake dust issues and tire issues in quali, so he was also out. So it was just like,
He was not a happy camper.
No.
No.
I loved Nico Hulkenberg leading Q1 for a little bit.
that's right. I forgot about that.
I was like, oh, maybe the Haas's upgrades actually are going to work.
I-
But they didn't.
I was expecting more
I saw
because
him
of
get
their
that time.
upgrades.
Yeah, when I saw him get that time, I was like, wait, has anyone else started yet?
Yeah.
Like, are there any other times up there?
It's like
Yeah, it's just him.
they're all still out.
But then, Fernando failed to reach Q3 for the first time this season.
Yeah, it was not a day for the Aston Martins.
No.
It was not a weekend.
What was it?
for the Aston
What was the
Martins.
memes where it was just like the Aston Martin this weekend? It was a big truck.
Driving big,
Driving a
like,
tractor.
tractors.
Yeah, tractor. That's it.
Yeah, well, they were testing out 2 different cars this weekend, which was, I think they sort of called this weekend as like a practice weekend because they were
Yeah.
like, we can't change anything with practice going into quality into the race because
Yeah.
we've got the sprint in between, which is what Max was also complaining about.
Well, I feel like that's what a few of them were complaining about.
Yeah.
That they didn't. They obviously didn't have time to, get to know the feel of the car and actually see what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. So no one knew anything. And
Yeah.
that's half the reason that Charles and Lewis were disqualified.
Which is why I can see them. Then that's why I can see them not liking the sprint. Like
It's a bit chaotic.
Didn't Max say he doesn't like the sprint?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
So Max is saying like we don't have time to make anything like.
But I can
adjusted.
imagine as well someone so regimented like Max, where he likes everything being in order and everything being a certain way, and having 3 practice rounds, knowing exactly what you're in for, as opposed to 1 practice round and then the chaos of a sprint race. Of course, he hates it. Of course, bloody Max.
True.
Yeah, race. The race day.
See, I thought that was one of the best races we've had.
Really?
Yeah. There was so many just overtaking opportunities and the tyre strategy. Just watching it all unfold, I was like, oh my God, he's on hards, he's on mediums, he's going to pit now. What are they going to do? Are they going to pit? Are they going to do this? And I was like, oh my God.
So much going
I was
on.
like, I'm going to have a seizure.
I felt that way up until about lap 25, and then I was like,
Yeah, I was.
And then Lando was leading for 30. how many?
yeah. So Lance,
37.
I think it was the low 30s from memory where Max finally overtook him. But even like I personally thought around like that lap 25. And I remember this because I was doing my traditional bike ride, and I was like, "Oh, I've only got 10 more minutes
we need to get
go."
some stationary bikes, Amy.
Yeah, we do.
Thinking this race is starting to die down. Like it's a bit like
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, like it just there was so much build up in the start and that first lap. The first lap, I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, couldn't contain myself. But then also, even in the broadcasters, they started talking about other things.
Yeah.
Like they were talking about Prince Harry being there, and they're all
Yeah.
British broadcasters
they
that we
always
listen
do
to
that.
here. I know, but they were making fun of Prince Harry and they're British broadcasters. So I was like, this is funny.
God, how awful.
But that's because they're not talking about the
know.
race. I was like,
yeah. 'Cause there's
and
not
then-
much going on.
and then everyone's like, but we should stop talking about him. He wants his privacy. But oh no, he's come to the Mercedes garage. That's a whole
But
different
I
story.
also do wonder, like I was thinking when I was watching the race and watching Lando's tyre strategy, I was like, did they actually kind of mess that up? Because
Oh,
he was
really?
on, because he started on the mediums, then he changed to the hards, then changed to another set of hards. And the first set of hards lasted the same amount as the mediums. I was like, why did they actually just change from the hards to another hard with the same amount of laps as the mediums? So it was like 17 laps.
Wasn't an old pair of hards
No,
or a
it was
brand new pair?
Yeah, they saved their hards for the race because
They
they
were
were saying
both brand
all
new.
weekend they saved all their hards.
I mean, I
For
know
the
that the
race.
tyre composition they used this weekend were like pretty soft. They were on the soft. I think they did C4, C3, C2.
Yeah,
C2 was the hard. So whether and didn't they
but
say
to
as
have the
well-
medium and the hard last the same amount, or if they pitted, I feel like they pitted him too early.
Maybe they
Or they
did
could've,
the
like-
2 strategy pit stop on purpose to try see if they could undercut anyone, get some sort of advantage. That would be my only thinking there. We
And 'cause
really
I know
need
as
an
well it
engineer
was-
in this
I know
group.
as well
Yeah,
it was
I
it was 4 degrees cooler
Then the
so-
sprint,
than what they had
yeah.
expected.
Oh, what they expected. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because it was, I think, the previous day 41
Yeah.
degrees on track, and then it was about 35, 34
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday, whenever you
so
wanna-
So nice.
I
Nice
don't
and
know there,
warm.
but speaking of tyre strategy, well done Ferrari for fucking it up again.
Shock me.
That is
honestly.
going on the
Do
socials.
you know,
When
like,
did they ever not fuck it up?
do you know when we were doing the like the predictions for the socials, and I was sitting there and I was like, do I stick to my original prediction of Lando, as in it was Max, Lewis, Lando. And I was like, oh, but do I put Charles? I was like, no, statistically speaking, they'll fuck it up. And here we are.
They did.
You won the prediction game
Yeah.
I know I did.
until I mean you had it for like an hour, 2 hours.
I think it was
Until
about 3
it,
hours.
Yeah.
Actually, no, maybe 5 hours.
no, it was
And
less than that.
as well, remember I said last week, we can roll back the tape. I said I thought Daniel Ricciardo would come. I said 13th, but then I said I actually thought 17th. But I wanted to be kinder.
Oh, yeah, you did too.
But now he's actually come 15th.
You did too.
And
So
Logan got his first point
that's nice.
By default.
by
Yeah.
default. But it's the
Alas, still a point.
he's the first American in 30 years to get one.
That's nice.
They don't really have good American drivers, do they?
Can you sing?
The amount of TikToks I saw of people like so excited about it.
A point.
Yeah, a point.
By default as well. So wait, do we need I think we need to touch on in case anyone doesn't know what's happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
About why Lewis and Charles got
Well, initially
disqualified.
we should talk about who. So obviously Max Verstappen won,
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton came second, and Lando
Lando.
Norris came third. They celebrated with their champagne.
Lando, did you do champagne spike?
Didn't do a champagne spike. They did Max's
Oh.
podcast. They did all of that.
Yeah.
They sprayed each other. And then
And then what happened?
someone went around to do some compliance checks
As they always do.
and noted that Lewis and Charles, their floors were looking tad suspicious and a tad thicker than usual. They noted that to the stewards, and 2 hours later,
Because it was the other skid pads.
yeah,
The little, it's so random. It's just like a plank of wood on the underside of the car, and then go in and measure it.
Yeah.
And if it's not like at the mandated measurements, they're like penalties.
it's such an interesting
And it's just
thing.
so funny. Mercedes bought in these upgrades.
Literally.
Didn't work.
Although it's
Because they're all just
interesting-
trying to copy the Red Bull car. And
Yeah.
like, it's
I
just
don't-
how the Red Bull car is so good that they can get it so low and still not, what's the word?
and still be compliant.
Yeah, and still be compliant.
And also have Checo complain about how low it is. But that's another story.
I don't understand how these teams understand the regulations.
Well, I
And
think they do. Like they do, but
then
see,
they
what
challenge
was
it.
stated in the FIA document is that they both basically were like, well, we didn't have enough time to change anything with the car because there were no practice sessions, and because the track was so like rough and bouncy that it was just like wear and tear. But then the FIA just come out and say like, well, that's your job to deal with that. Like you should know how to already adjust the car to different tracks.
But then, yeah. So then Carlos and George didn't get.
Yes, that's what I find fascinating. So yeah, during the hearing, the team acknowledged that the measurements performed by the FIA technical team was correct and stated that the high wear on the skid pads was probably a result of the unique combination of the bumpy track and the sprint race schedule that minimized the time to set up and check the car before the race. So that was their excuse.
Those planks, they'll get
Little
you.
planks,
Walk the
like
plank.
Jack Sparrow.
Walk the plank, Lewis
Walk
and
it.
Charles.
Got the bite.
Only 1 millimeter of wear is allowed, and both drivers surpassed that amount.
That is not much at all.
Well, our favourite bridesmaid got up because of this, so that is okay.
Lando came second.
I don't want him to ever know we're calling him a bridesmaid because I just don't want to knock his.
There is
confidence in
absolutely
his mind.
nothing wrong with that though, because you have a lot more fun.
I know, but it's like condescending.
Yeah, there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
But he
Yeah,
wants
but
to be a
true.
bride.
But you're still centre of attention.
But he wants to be a bride.
Let him be a bride. He will be a bride
He-
one day.
Like,
I did think for a
I
second
feel
he
like
was going to be a
Verstappen has
bride.
been
I
a
thought
bride
he was
way
gonna
too many
win.
times.
Yeah, I did think at one point
I
I,
thought
was
he was
like,
going to win.
I can see him winning this. But then Max was just too quick. He can't climb
Yeah.
from 6 all the
No.
way up. It just got there. And I was like, there he is. When
There he
you
is.
could see Max in the background. You're
He's
like, there
back.
he's coming. He's
He's
coming.
coming back. They were saying on Sky News, like, could you imagine Lando and then just playing the Jaws soundtrack as he's looking in his mirror?
Yeah.
Oh.
That would actually be so scary.
Like, fuck, he's coming up behind me.
Do you reckon they like pull faces while they're driving?
It's just like,
They're like, "Argh."
Probably. Well, there were some very angry people out there. I mean, Max kept getting angry at GP all weekend.
That was hilarious.
I was going to say as well, though,
I feel kind of bad for GP. Like, I,
Oh my
I guess
God, I
that it's
know.
like kind of their funny love language, but it's like,
Yeah.
Well, I was quarrel.
oh.
Well, GP was like, I'll see you next weekend.
yeah.
Like, GP was like, fuck you.
Bye.
he was so rude.
Honestly, I feel like
Not on the break time. Not when I'm breaking. It's like,
okay, Max, calm down.
And then didn't Max try and speak to him on the straight? And GP's like, not on the straight, please, Max.
I love that they just give it to each other. Like GP can actually give it back.
Yeah.
So good. I think GP needs to have his own podcast. He has a phenomenal voice.
yeah, very calming, especially when you're dealing with
to listen to.
not
Yeah.
when I'm breaking. Not
He's
when
like-
I'm breaking.
And he's just like, okay, Max, understood.
Yeah.
Like I love how they all speak to each other. It's just, it's not a, most of the time it's just like, yep, understood.
Yeah. Well, it was Max's 50th win as well,
Yeah.
which
That's a lot of wins.
but,
Max's 50th win, Lando's 100th race.
yeah, when you put it
Yeah.
like that. But when I first saw 50 wins, I was like, that doesn't seem like a lot. But then I was like, it actually is.
It's actually 2 whole seasons
Yeah.
of
So
his wins. Well, he's
non-stop.
been winning this whole season. So.
So when you think, I don't know, for me, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look a lot. And then I'm like, no, wait, it actually is. I have to like convince myself that it is.
It's a lot.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you look
Mm.
at what Amy said. Look at
Yeah.
Lando.
Look at Lando. They're basically, they're the same age, aren't they?
Yeah,
About the
and
same
they were,
age,
they
and
were
they
racing
started
in the
around the
same,
same
yeah.
time.
Did they start at the same time
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. I was
bit
going to
grim.
say though, I actually felt really bad for him. I hate booing. I don't like when people boo. I just think it's
So
yuck.
I saw things where people were saying they were booing the mayor.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mayor of.
because I think
maybe.
the FIA president as well. I noticed that they booed him as well.
Yeah.
I think just Americans just get a little bit savage
Yeah.
with anyone.
But then they were
overseas.
yelling
I mean, who
like,
knows?
Checo,
They could have been.
Checo,
Yeah.
Checo. I was like, oh, I felt
Maybe they were just booing everyone that was up there.
it was just
Oh.
like not. I don't like it. It's
No.
unsportsmanlike, and I don't like
I
it.
agree. It's
Yeah.
like you are grown adults.
Yeah,
Grow up.
yeah,
What did you guys
Yeah.
think of?
Surely we're done with booing people.
literally.
Like, oh my god.
I think Ocon got booed
Did he?
when he had his DNF. Yeah.
Oh my god! Do you know what? I would love to boo back in their faces. Boo
Boo!
back to you. Ocon's just like
Boo, you whore.
boo you whore.
So Ocon obviously had a little bingle in turn 1 with Oscar.
Yeah.
Didn't make it past 5 laps, I think, Ocon, before he was DNF. He had quite a bit of
Side pod-
damage.
was it
Yeah, side pod.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a big like
Big
gash
hit,
in
yeah.
there. And
I
then
saw.
Oscar got to lap 11.
But it didn't even look bad what he did to Oscar, and then
I can't remember who said it, if it was Martin Brundle, but they relayed, because I was going to look it up and I totally forgot about it. But he was like, it lost like 4 points of aerodynamics.
Yeah, 40
Wow.
points out
40
of
points,
100.
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
40
Ocon-
points out of 100.
Ocon
yeah.
was struggling on lap 5, and so it was immediate DNF.
Yeah.
And then the same thing
Oh
happened
my
with
God.
Oscar. So his damage was not as visible as
No.
Ocon's.
it
So
was more internal.
hydraulics and cooling
Yeah, when
and
you
regulators and all of that sort of stuff.
yeah, because watching it
Damaged
from
radiator is what
watching it
happened.
from Ocon's camera,
Mm.
it just kind of looked like his front tire like banged into the side of
Yeah, it
Oscar's
didn't look that
body.
bad.
Didn't even look bad. And
No.
then he was out.
I also don't think any of us were really paying that much attention until Ocon was saying, I'm
Yeah.
done, because everyone was watching turn 1 because we're all like, oh my God,
There's so much
Lando's
happening.
just gone in front. Like,
Yeah.
Lando was
such
leading.
a good start.
And then everyone's like, Lando, come on, come on.
everyone just forgot about the rest of the race.
Come on.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Also, I was very proud of Sergio Perez.
Oh,
Started ninth.
Yeah.
Ninth. Technically, I now finished 4th.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's better.
I swear I
Better for the
cursed.
season.
What's our constructors looking like at the moment?
Well, I'm annoyed because I swear
Drivers'
I'm cursed
Championship.
because I said that Lewis Hamilton was my man from now on. So
You
he
did
could
say
beat
that.
Sergio. And last week he got a DNF. This week
Disqualified.
got second, and then he gets disqualified. So do you know what? I hope Lewis doesn't win.
What
Yeah,
about all
wink,
the
wink.
conspiracy theorists that are saying that the FIA is just in Red Bull's pocket because they want Sergio to keep his second place?
Because he's got they've
Yeah.
got the money. I can see that.
God, I hate that.
I mean, Lewis was, I'm now just looking at the driver standings just to confirm that Lewis is back down to 3 because he was 2 after the race.
Ugh,
So he's back down after he's been
so
disqualified.
frustrating. How many points difference between him and Sergio?
So Checo is 240 points and Lewis is 201.
Oh, 39.
Yep.
Damn.
It'll be a good battle for second.
Yeah, well, Alonso is 183, which I was not expecting.
I know. It always blows my mind, but I think it's because he did so well the first half.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's sitting there. So I feel like there'll be a fight for third between him and Carlos and possibly Lando if he keeps being on the podium for the next 4 races.
What's
Yeah.
the difference between Charles and Lando?
Charles and Lando is 159, 151. So I think
'Cause
that'll
I
be
think-
tight.
I foresee Charles doing a lot better now for the rest of the year, like better than what Carlos does.
Yeah. What do you think Oscar's going to be doing? Like, is the Oscar?
Hang on.
Oh,
Daniel Ricciardo is now officially the only one on the grid without any points.
no. No.
I
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that's
no.
only
Because Logan.
Yeah.
that's only just occurred like in my brain.
True,
They've
yes.
left their cotton socks here. They still have Nick DeVries on the driver standings.
How do you feel Daniel Nick DeVries
He's
is?
Also
Do they have
0.
Do they have Liam Lawson still there?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
He's 2.
oh,
Yeah.
come on,
Liam.
Danny. Oh well,
This
bless
has
his
got to
little
change.
heart.
Do we need to talk about like how Magnussen and Huckelberg and Joe Guan Yu are going? Like I feel like they're not performing that great either.
I feel like they have shit cars.
Yeah.
You always just
But I feel
expect them
like
at the bottom of
Haas-
the grid.
Yeah.
Haas have had little nuggets of points this year, little
Yeah.
nuggets of moments that we've appreciated. Whilst I have seen nothing from Alfa
They've in
Romeo.
total had 12 points the whole season.
Yeah, but okay, how many points?
Well,
What's
it's more
Alfa
than Daniel
Romeo on?
Ricciardo.
Yeah, yeah.
Daniel's only been driving for a few races.
I know. True.
What's Alfa Romeo on? Because I like I was saying, we've heard not a peep from Valtteri Bottas or from Joe Guan Yu.
Alfa Romeo is on 16 points. So Bottas has got 10 and Joe's got 6.
Like I feel as though,
I feel like this bottom of the grid, there's going to be some mix-ups next year.
well, the Haas boys are staying. I think Alfa Romeo will
silly
have a
season.
whole new team.
Mm.
Maybe Carlos will go there. I don't know.
This back at the end of the grid is concerning when you look at it with these driver standings and how it's going.
Well, I feel like it's just a standard sport thing. Like you can never really. Not everyone that is in the sport is going to be performing at their
Yeah,
best.
but I feel like this has been going on for too long,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. Don't you
Well, I think the teams are fine with where they are.
Mm.
They seem very
think? Well, do
content
better.
and happy. I mean, they re-signed them.
Do better.
Do better.
And I guess, yeah, as we said,
drivers.
there's not really any other drivers coming up right now that are free.
Except for Liam.
But he's like contracted to Red Bull.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can't just take him.
Well, we'll see how Jack Doohan also goes in his practice with Alpine,
Yeah,
not Alpine.
Alpine.
Alpine tree. Also, as well, my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing of the entire race, the entire weekend.
I think you and I are on the same boat here.
Yuki got fastest lap.
I did
Yes,
say
he
that.
did.
Go, you good thing.
How funny is that? That
Yes, he
Yuki,
did.
out of everything that happened, that Yuki got the fastest
Yeah.
lap.
Yeah, I love that he like set himself that goal at the end. It was like getting the fastest lap, and he got it.
That was impressive.
It was.
It goes to show that you don't need to have the fastest lap to win.
Yeah,
as well.
And-
exactly. That's what I thought too.
And it was his best finish all year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Initially got 10th, and then he got 8th.
Yes. Go Yuki.
Woohoo.
I love Yuki.
Do you feel like
Me
you would
too.
still celebrate?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, and the team will be so
I
chuffed.
would.
I feel like
I would be like, haha, I was faster than Max.
Yeah.
Like, technically.
oh,
Yeah.
that
Technically on that
yes, but I mean
technicality.
Yeah.
moving up the grid because
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
the DNF, the disqualification.
Oh.
Disqualification is what I was trying to say.
Like it sucks, but then you're like, sweet.
He's so
Sweet
cute.
home
Perfecto.
Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God!
Sweet
All right, I think it's
home
probably time we move
Alabama.
into Mexico now.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Before we start,
Amy's pulling something out of her bag here, and this could be very concerning. We're about to talk about Mexico, but what is she?
Is it?
we
Oh,
all
it's,
know
it's I know it's tahin.
how much
Tahin.
we love Mexico.
Shut.
Patron.
I want some tequila for us.
Amy has just whipped out a bottle of Patron.
And I got Pat and I some mango juice.
Oh, because she
And
knows I
then
don't drink juice.
I know you can't have juice, so I got you sparkling
lime
lime
water. Love this. Oh my God. Okay, so before we start talking about Mexico, we are doing a quick shot.
Oh, I was just going to say we can just sip on.
Oh, you can sip on it. Wait,
So-
so what have you got? Okay, you've got this.
Patron.
We have Patron,
We have
silver,
Patron.
100% agave.
Yummy.
Fantastic. Salute. Thank you for
'Cause
making
we
us
all-
a little. We did
Salute.
have a quick little break there just to make sure. This is also.
Yeah, I've spilt it everywhere,
I
as you
know-
can
no.
see.
We just didn't want to hear you guys. Didn't want you guys to hear us
Glug,
making
glug,
all
glug.
that.
Just because we're in Mexico, I
Yes.
was like, got to bring some tequila to celebrate.
Should I
Yep.
put some mariachi music on?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can add that in afterwards.
We should have some like sombreros. And
Yeah.
I love Mexico. Have you
thought
been
you were
to
gonna-
Mexico?
I have not been to Mexico.
I love Mexico.
We would love to go to Mexico, GP, please.
Someone
take
See you there next week.
Patron. Anyway,
So
Mexico.
Mexico is interesting for us next week because it starts at 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
see, I love that. That's perfect for me. My timing, chef's kiss.
Well, Pat and I both start work early on Mondays.
Yeah.
So I don't
Ain't
know what to do
work.
with myself.
I know it's not a vibe.
I'm usually up at 4 a.m. riding for watching the Grand Prix.
How annoying is it when you want to watch it and you just can't because
Yeah.
it just doesn't coordinate with your
They have just ruined my whole Monday next week.
I mean, I'm fine with it. So
Well, that's nice. That's
Yeah,
good for
but-
you.
little
Maybe
fun facts.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you
I-
want to do some like?
yes.
They're
yes,
not little
please.
fun facts,
Yes,
but you know,
Yes.
I think the first Grand Prix was in 1963,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went to like the 1970s, and they had a big hiatus. Then it came back in 2015.
There you go.
Oh, fun Mexico.
Nice to be back in Mexico.
It's always funny when you're kind of looking at the track stats.
Mm.
It's always the circuit length is always like 4.3, 4.346, 4.304.
Hmm.
It's always 4.3 something.
Oh.
I don't know why. I just find it very funny. I'm like, they all
I thought
the
you were
same.
going to say, well,
I was waiting for the next
Yeah,
legend.
no. I just think they all look the same. It's like race distance, 305 kilometers. They all seem to be 305 kilometers. Anyway,
Well, this is going to be the race with the pressure for Checo.
yeah.
I really hope he does well.
He was third last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winner was
he-
Max Lewis and Sergio.
Yeah, I think I really hope he doesn't crumble under pressure, but I think he will do well this year. I could also see a third place. I could see that exact
The same as last year.
exact podium.
Yeah, I
was
thought
going
that
to say
too.
the same as well. Is that
Yeah.
is that all three of our predictions exactly the same? One of us has to
Yeah.
change something else.
I did. I went a little bit.
Rogue.
Wow. Okay. No, that's very rogue.
Oh, what's the
Um,
rogueness?
What's she done?
What's a rogueness for the prediction?
Lando, Charlotte, Sergio.
I like that.
I just yeeted Max off the.
Yeah,
first.
what happened to Max?
Bye, Max.
I don't know. I was like, nah.
You've had some weird
I don't think
predictions
he
come
liked
true, so I
tequila.
really
Will-
hope this is true.
Will you do a Shuey if Lando wins?
Yeah.
Fab. That was so easy.
Out of my shoe.
Yeah.
The
I'm
shoe
not
you're
gonna-
wearing right now.
These shoes.
She can't
She
take
can't
it
really
off.
do a Shuey
like,
and can't take it
these.
off.
In my new Balance.
Or her New Balance.
No, I'm not going to ruin them. I will not do that.
Does doing a shoey ruin your shoe?
Yes, it does. I
Yeah.
do know that from experience.
Yeah, you've had some weird predictions come true, so I'm kind of hoping you're the bruja. That's witch in Spanish.
I
I
am a
really hope.
witch.
I really hope
She's a
you're
witch.
right.
That would be
Goodbye,
really
Max
fun.
Verstappen.
Podium.
I also want to see you do a shoey.
So, do you want my predictions to come true or
Yeah.
for me to do a shoey? What one more?
Both.
But yeah, I thought Mexico was actually the high altitude of the track.
Yes.
Yeah, 2,200 meters. It's
Yes.
thinner air as the altitude affects engine performance and aerodynamics.
Yes.
So the lower air density reduces drag, which allows allows cars to achieve high speeds on the circuit's long straights.
Yes, Ciudad de Mexico is high, and I actually think it's the highest out of all
think so,
the
yeah.
races. Yeah.
Well, Daniel Ricciardo came 7th last year, so I'm hoping he's in the points.
I can't wait to see him in a sombrero.
Yeah. He's
He was
going to
so
ditch his
bad.
cowboy fat hat
For a
hat
sombrero.
for a sombrero.
Such a
I
different
wish I had one. at
Enchante
home.
brand. Yeah, 7th last
Yeah,
year.
changes his Enchante branding.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can see him in number 10, I reckon. And Lando fighting 4th and 3rd.
Yeah, well, I was going to say if it wasn't Bettis third, I could see Charles in 3rd place.
I reckon my wooden spoon is also going to be. I'm trying to decipher between. Oh, sorry, that is my Teams going off, my work chat. I am trying to decide between, for the wooden spoon, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, or Logan Sargent. K-Mag. Feel like it could be K-Mag.
Well, last year it was Yuki and Alonso.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot to mention something about post-race. Post-race interviews, Lance Stroll was so rude.
Oh, was he?
So
Again.
rude. Like,
He needs to go.
Oh, you could actually don't.
yeah, he was so rude, which again, that's why I think he's just one of those people that knows that he's leaving a job, so he acts the way he thinks he can act. And Max Verstappen post-race, the interviewer was like, you were quite dominant. He's like, well, I actually think we weren't dominant. We only won by 2 seconds.
Oh, I did hear that.
Oh, it's like,
He's so used to winning by like 20 seconds.
yeah.
The cockiness.
No, I don't think we were dominant. We only won by 2 seconds. Calm
Sid,
down,
shut
Max.
up.
Yeah, Sid.
Go find your acorn.
Go find your acorn. Yeah. Not happy. But anyway.
Nope.
Back
What if I
to
said Max Verstappen wouldn't spoon?
Yeah. Max
Plot
Verstappen
twist.
DNF.
What, like a big DNF
Yeah, just
type
something happening.
situation?
Maybe his brakes just go this weekend after he
Oh.
complained about them all of last weekend.
The team has had it with Max and his brakes. Let's just cut them.
Yeah, he's done. Spin out. Do something. Ciao.
Oh, I hope Yuki gets points again this weekend.
Me too. I hope Danny does, so he's not in the. He's not the only driver to not score a
I think
point.
he will. I think he's going to be in the 10. In the top 10.
I think so. I wonder, do we know what tyre composition is this weekend?
Not yet. No, hasn't been released. I mean, it's still weird because usually by this point, when we're recording this podcast, the race has probably happened like 24 hours beforehand. And it's only just happened like finished less than 12 hours ago. So we're
Yeah.
still, they're still packing up probably
I
in
mean,
Austin.
We've only
Right
found
now.
out the actual winner, the actual second and third place
Yeah.
a couple of hours
It's a
ago.
weird time to be in Australia when it
Yeah.
happens on like this time frame. So
There's probably still going to be so much stuff. I don't know. There could be more
There could
coming
be more.
out
There
in
could
the
be
next
more.
few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone on
anything
that
is
side of the world,
possible.
they'd just be waking up now, wouldn't they? What's the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
something
morning.
like that.
Yeah. It's 8:30.
Anyway, Mexico next week. I think we've gone through our predictions. I think that's all we've got time for this week.
Yeah. We'll be back in your ears.
Next week.
I'm so excited for this.
Over and out.
Over and out. If
Bye.
you liked it, don't forget to leave a review.
Subscribe it.
Y prepárate para México.
Ciao, ciao.
Toodles.
Adios.
So lap time deleted for Verstappen.
For fuck's sake, tell me the name before. Oh my
Verstappen,
God.
lap time deleted. Verstappen, lap time deleted.
Yeah, well, I had a heart attack in the time.
Yeah, okay.